Why did gold price go below 1,850 United States dollars recently? I noticed that the price of gold dropped below $1,850 USD recently, and I'm wondering why that happened. I know that things like what's happening in the world, what banks are doing, and how people feel about the economy can affect gold prices. Has something big happened recently to cause this? Also, has this kind of drop happened before? And did it affect other things like the stock market or prices of other stuff? There was a conscious view in the market that gold will move up. Is that still intact? Because an actual risk-free asset that yields 5 emerged. Why would I pay $2,000 for an ounce of gold when I can put $2,000 in a money market and make $100 a year? Bond yield are way up, and that is sucking no way from all other assets classes including gold. That consensus you mentioned, that was the big boys drumming up exit liquidity through their friends in the media. Treasuries are paying 5. Gold investors are usually to preserve capital. You can get a 5 risk-free return. Everyone seems to think gold investors are the online conspiracy people worried about inflation. It's usually just people with a lot of money diversifying. And central banks. Bonds' real yields, that is nominal yields minus inflation, are solidly positive. That takes the shine off gold. Gold is more a risk shock hedge than an inflation hedge. Unexpected inflation, sure, gold will move on that. Market crashes, geopolitical events, wars, etc. Right now inflation is large under control in the sense it is coming down and bond yields are real. Gold isn't going to do well in that environment no matter what gold bugs think. Costco dumped its bags on retail. How is gold a protection against the usual arguments? 1980 gold 850, today 1815. 43 years to move $1,000. No dividends. No splits. 850 in 1980 would be like 5K 8,500 today. So like, what's the actual point of holding onto a rock for that long? As interest rates rise, more people will purchase US dollars. Think of it simply. High interest rates, higher return on government bonds, lots of people purchasing US dollars. This drives up the price of the US dollar. The gold price is usually quoted in US dollars. As the dollar rises, the price of gold slumps to compensate. If $1 USD could buy you 100 bananas, but the US dollar is 2x as strong as it was last week, wouldn't you expect to get twice as many bananas for the price of that dollar? Hence the cost of bananas should drop to 50 cents. Buying gold is insurance for currency collapse. That's about it. US dollar has had many weeks of nothing but up moves. We are in a recession. I love how all the wealth managers interviews I watched last year and beginning of this year were saying gold and miners were the way to invest. Just shows what the brightest and most experienced investors know. When US dollar gets weaker, gold will move up again. Are the markets in China also closed for the week due to the holidays? More sellers than buyers. Yeah, 5 in those high-yield saving account HYSA almost risk-free. I think it beat 90 of investor in this year. There was a conscious view in the market that gold will move up. Who exactly has this view? There has been a consistent view among some for decades that gold is a horrible investment in all market conditions. Bond yields, China on a 1-week public holiday, so low liquidity. The anti-gold bias on this sub is hilarious. That tells me gold is exactly what to invest in. The 2 rules of successful investing is 1. Fade Jim Cramer, and 2. Fade Reddit. It's a conspiracy, man. Nothing special. I also tried to understand it. Didn't see any serious reason for this extreme downtrend. Death cross in the charts, but more importantly, everyone forgets JP Morgan has a massive short on gold and they will see it through. Pretty sure gold is not rare anymore. It's just out of reach of plebs. Factor is dollar strength. If dollar gets stronger for different reasons, its counterparts will lose value, and that is what exactly happening here. When the market realized Pokemon cards and GameCube games are performing better. The symbol DXY is the dollar against all other currencies including gold. Mid-July DXY was below $100. It has since gone parabolic and today sit above $106. Rising rates forces foreign nations to buy USD in order to pay US dollar debt, which makes up 80% of world trade. The higher DXY goes, the lower gold goes, since the USD is worth more compared to other currencies, including gold. The golden trade will be when the Fed county starts reducing rates, reversing the dollar's worth. Asks a lot questions and no one knows. Nobody's mentioned yet that the countries with the largest demand for gold are China and India, accounting for 50%. Any economic slowdown in these countries, China, is going to lead to a huge demand drop, and possibly them dumping gold on the market if things get really bad. The way to look at gold is not comparing it to its price in dollars or euros or yen, but to compare it to what it buys. For example, 100 years ago, a nice suit was on average 1 ounce of gold. That still holds true today, even though suits have become way more expensive when priced in fiat. That is called purchasing power preservation. It's a worthless commodity. Rising real rates are horrible for gold. I worked at a few gold mines over the last 20 years and I have a major problem with the price of gold, because I know how much gold is actually pulled out of the ground and sent to market. $1,850 is still twice if not 3 times what it should be sold at. It's the reason I never bought any in the past and never will in the future. But investing in the mine itself is where it's all at. Take Kinross Gold. They are about to come out with their new mine in Nevada. Largest proven reserve in America, and it's untapped. Stock is at $4.80-ish today. Over the next 5-10 years it'll be upwards of $45 or more. Because we keep digging it out of the ground? Gold does not rust. Gold is highly conductive. Gold does not corrode in acid. These represent the inherent value of gold. NASA needs gold. Apple needs gold. And the only reason anybody else assigns value to gold is because it's shiny and we like it. Gold is not a finite resource. Mined gold constantly enters the market. Gold is not a store of value. No one will care about gold coins in an apocalypse. It's shiny and we like it. The end. If the media tells you to invest or buy a stock, you stay away from that shit every time. In my opinion, gold is best utilized as insurance for your portfolio. I always recommend to my clients at least 10-20 in the form of precious metals. Of that 10-20, the assets should be split 75 certified and 25 billion. Protection with upside potential. It's got very low inherent value. It ain't worth that much. Relax, markets go up and down. Gold is meant to be held for a good amount of time. Buy and forget. Keep buying once in a while. Maybe gold is being sold for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has performed far better than any asset. 2024 is halving of Bitcoin, which will drive its price again. Good time to buy BTC. People realize that gold is dumb because it's a worthless shiny rock. Costco dumped its supply. IDKY, but gold is about 50 of my portfolio, so I'm not loving it. Man facepalming, medium light skin tone.